Good evening and welcome to your view with me on JJ Tabane, coming to you, of course, from Linden here in Johannesburg. Over the weekend, I spent some time with Mayor Herman Mashaba and some of the members of his executive committee in the city of Johannesburg in the last version of what he termed Arisebetse, let's work. Hey? And it triggered in me that maybe it's time we revised our political system. Because someone like Herman Mashaba was, interestingly, not born of our political system. In fact, he was an anomaly. You would remember when he entered the fray, he was not even a member of a political party. He had to be recruited into that political party and then be made to stand as a mayoral candidate. And boy, did he surprise many. And he surprised himself too. I know I was surprised because, in hindsight, it is almost great that he was a little incoherent about what the DA policies were on black economic empowerment. As usual, when you talk to the DA leaders about black economic empowerment, you get as many versions of BEE as the people you are interviewing. And so in one of the not so great interviews I had with him, a few years ago, just before the local government elections, he was dismissive of being interrogated about BEE. He just told me, listen, the people of Alexander are hungry, and you come and tell me here about BEE. It's ironic, of course, that those people of Alexander wanted to chase him away, and they asked him in the exclusive interview, the exit interview that we are going to be broadcasting tonight, what happened to the shacks that were destroyed by his administration out in Alexander. Of course, he had a lot of things to say about monies being stolen of the Alex Renewal Program. We all know the story there. We all know the drill. But the point I was trying to make was, is it time that we relook the structure of our politics in terms of getting people to serve? Getting people whose hearts are in the right place, but who don't have the stomach for party politics to serve. Is it the only route to serve people to actually be subjected to party politics that have become so very rotten? Party politics that have become synonymous with the rot of corruption, theft, and all things that demonstrate moral depravity. Maybe politics are not the solution to the challenges facing this country. Maybe it's time that different types of formations, platforms that mobilize society differently, platforms that mobilize civil society differently must rise up and begin to field people into political positions, or at least into governance structures, especially at local government where it matters the most. Politics are unreliable. Take the example of the Mashaba saga with the EFF when he was appointed by the DA as a candidate. The EFF vowed to bring down fire and brimstone over Johannesburg should Mashaba be made mayor. They threatened the DA that should they make Mashaba mayor, they will reconsider their position to cooperate with them one way or another to take over Johannesburg. They threatened them, and the DA, to their credit, said, no, don't tell us who to make mayor. And now, fast forward to now, the EFF is waxing lyrical about how Mashaba was such a fantastic mayor of the people. In other words, if you were to believe them 3 years ago, you would have been left with a baby when they have moved on. You would have been left with a baby that says Mashaba is no good. When they have moved on and say, hey, he was a great guy, why are they getting rid of him? The DA itself, after fighting to keep Mashaba, after fighting the EFF and insisting on Mashaba being mayor, today they are turning their backs on him to disrupt that government. And I have no reason to disbelieve him when he says that they were coming for him with their friends at the Institute of Race Relations. There's no reason to disbelieve him, that they were coming for him. So on both sides, you would have been left with a baby. If you believed the DA that this guy represents what they are about, you would now be disappointed. And so I don't know how long we should be disappointed with our politics. A couple of months ago, we hosted a group of people who are going to court, and court as we speak, enforcing what the Constitution desires. That actually people who are not in political parties but are independent must be able to run for office without having to be at the beck and call of political headquarters, which is what's happening now. People fear their political parties more than they fear their people. MPs in parliament are having a ball as long as they're in the good books of their political parties. Their communities could be drowning in latrines. Their communities could be drowning in abject poverty. Their communities could be suffering from a high rates of unemployment, disease, and all manner of disadvantage. They couldn't give a damn about you. They couldn't give a rat's damn about you because they don't account to you. They account to their political party that put them in parliament. There could be a big matter of national importance that requires them to rise above party political machinations. They wouldn't do so because the party political bosses say, hey, you are not elected by your conscience. Oh, well, the conscience. That's the conscience did not put in parliament. The ANC put. So brazen, eh? So embarrassingly brazen. They tell you straight in your face. And so you're going to have only few Smangali Kachwas. You're going to have only few bent to rocks who can defy that nonsense. And remember that they were put there by the people of South Africa and not by their political parties. But it is clear that in a chamber of 400 people, a bent to rock, a Smangali Kachwa, a Sister Bernard Ngube is not going to make the difference you need to tackle the triple challenges faced in this country. And so we need to start asking the question, must the political system be overthrown in the first place? That case is in court, it's not me, it's in court, and the court at some point will pronounce that a Herman Mashaba must be able to go to the electorate in 2021 by himself and say, make me mayor and I'll make a difference. And oh boy, I saw him in action. Eh? The RSFSN thing is no gimmick at all. I had a chat with a couple of his own teammates in the executive council, and I hope the next mayor will keep some of them to finish the work that they have done. Some impressive people that he managed to surround himself. As a businessman, surround yourself with good people. You know you're going to make a mark. You're going to make progress. You surround yourself with fools, then you will drown with them. And so I had a chat with the chief of police, Chief David Tembe, who's a fantastic, fantastic leader in that arena of safety and security of citizens. And I had never met him, and just from our first interaction, I'm confident that the safety and security of Joburg citizens is in good hands. And this is the kind of thing that has happened under the leadership of Mashaba. I'm sure it's not perfect, but we have not had in a while any metro, province, or even national government pumping an additional 1,500 officers, who I'm told next Monday will be at the pass-out parade out here in Nasrec, being introduced to join the force to combat crime in the city. We got to give credit where it's due, man. We got to give credit where it's due. Here's a guy who, at least folded his shirt to do some work, more than just symbolically. I saw him on Saturday felling trees, sweeping the streets, changing bulbs in the streets, doing stuff that every politician must stop talking and go out in the community to do. To put projects in place that would deal with things like drug rehabilitation and access to health, basic things that one wonders why after 20 years of having the same government over and over again, those things were not in place. Why did you have clinics that closed at 5 o'clock? But stop all at 5. Who came up with that idea in the first place? Why did it have to take a Mashaba to come and say, no, but these clinics must open around the clock? Why did it have to take a Mashaba government supported by the EFF to come and say, but these security guards are exploited? You talk to, besides David Temba, I got a chance to talk to Dr. Palat, who's the MMC for health. Impressive stuff. And we'll be playing that interview, amongst others, in the next couple of days. By the way, that conversation happening in the context of this being World Diabetes Month, and some of the most fantastic initiatives that she shared with me that the city of Johannesburg is doing to actually trigger a consciousness amongst the citizens of Joburg about what is really one of the biggest silent killers, diabetes. And so you listen and you hear the kind of enthusiasm that Mashaba has injected in his own team. And of course, he also shared with us what he's going to do post this particular political adventure. The question remains, must we begin to put a big question mark on our political system? Is it time that we question the hegemony of political parties in our political system? Is it time that we revert to a seriously constituency-based system of governance that will make sure that the member of parliament who is responsible for Kabalatsani must worry that Kabalatsani has not had a third road since 1994? That he must, the MP that's from Steenwater must be uncomfortable in Cape Town and go and do something about the fact that the CSIR has declared that the water of Steenwater, water of Hammanskraal, is water that is unfit for human consumption. Or they shouldn't give a damn, because it's not the people of Steenwater, after all, who may recall them from that post, but the people of Luthuli House, who have proven over and over again that they are tone deaf about what the needs of the people are. It's time that we do that, of course. So tonight we bring you that exit interview with Herman Mashaba as he leaves office in a few days, handing over the mayoral chain. But he also tells us in the interview what he's going to do going forward. Stay tuned for that conversation a little later on.